Welcome back, viewers. For 10 days, a senior Nigerian army officer and a civilian remained missing after they were abducted in Enugu State. Their disappearance triggered an intense security operation involving different units of the Nigerian military. Abstruse moved through forests and communities searching for the victims and attempting to track down those responsible. Now, the Nigerian army has announced a major breakthrough. Lieutenant Colonel Ofo Amobi and civilian Mr. Ikechukwu Onwara have been rescued after a coordinated search and rescue operation that lasted several days. The development has brought relief to their families while raising fresh concerns about the growing challenge of kidnapping and insecurity in parts of the southeast. According to a military operational report, the victims were rescued in the early hours of Friday after troops mounted sustained pressure on their abductors. The operation involved personnel from different military formations under Sector 1 of Operation Udoka, including the 82 Division Garrison, 103 Battalion, Nigerian Navy Special Boat Service, and the 197 Special Forces Battalion. The military said the rescue mission was carried out after extensive searches across several areas in Enugu State. Troops moved through Inyi, Aula, and Akpu-Ugweze forest and communities in Oji River local government area, locations believed to be connected to the movements of the kidnappers and their victims. The operation was not only a show of military strength, but also a demonstration of the importance of intelligence gathering. According to the reports, security forces received crucial information from the divisional police officer of Inyi Division at about 2:00 a.m. on Friday, leading troops directly to the location where the victims were found. Acting immediately on the intelligence, soldiers launched a fighting patrol towards the area. When they arrived at the location, the troops discovered the two victims abandoned at the edge of a forest in Inyi. The victims, who had sustained gunshot injuries, were rescued and quickly evacuated for medical attention. The Nigerian Army confirmed that both victims were taken to the 82 Division Medical Hospital, where they received treatment and underwent medical evaluation. Preliminary findings shows that the victims had been blindfolded, transported to an unknown location, and later abandoned inside a forest area close to the Enugu-Anambra border. The military said the victims believed their rescue was connected to the continued pressure applied by joint security forces against the kidnappers. According to the reports, the sustained operation restricted the movements of the criminals and eventually forced them to abandon their captives. However, the rescue also highlights a deeper security challenge facing Nigeria. Kidnapping networks have continued to exploit forests, rural communities, and difficult terrains as operational bases. These areas provide criminal groups with hiding locations, making it increasingly difficult for security forces to quickly locate victims after abductions. The abduction of a senior military officer has attracted significant attention because it demonstrates that even individuals connected to security institutions can become targets of criminal groups. It has raised questions about the confidence and capability of kidnappers operating in some parts of the country. The Southeast region has experienced several security challenges in recent years, including attacks, kidnappings, and clashes involving criminal groups and security agencies. The situation has increased pressure on federal and state authorities to improve intelligence sharing, strengthening community security, and dismantle criminal networks. The successful rescue operation shows the potential impact of cooperation between different security agencies. The Nigerian Army worked alongside other security formations using intelligence and coordinated action to locate and recover the victims. But while the rescue has been celebrated as a victory, it also raises an important question. How can Nigeria prevent these abductions from happening in the first place? Security experts and communities have repeatedly called for stronger surveillance, better intelligence networks, and closer cooperation between security forces and residents. Many criminal operations depend on local knowledge movements through remote areas and information gaps that allow attackers to escape after carrying out their activities. The government has continued to increase security operations across different parts of Nigeria, but the persistence of kidnappings shows that military action alone may not be enough. Addressing insecurity requires a combination of effective policing, intelligence gathering, economic opportunities, and community involvement. For the families of Lieutenant Colonel Amobi and Mr. Onwara, the rescue represents the end of a painful period of uncertainty. Their return alive provides relief after days of fear and waiting. For the Nigerian military, the operation represents an important achievement for Operation Udoka, which has established to tackle security threats in the southeast. The success demonstrates that coordinated cooperation can produce results when intelligence and tactical response work together. However, the identity of the kidnappers and the circumstances surrounding their adoption remain unclear. The military has not confirmed whether any suspects were arrested during the operation or whether further operations are going to capture those responsible. As investigations continue, the rescue of the two victims sends a warning to criminal groups operating in the region that security forces are intensifying efforts to track them down. But it also reminds Nigerians that the fight against kidnapping is far from over. The operation may have brought one successful rescue story, but the larger battle remains protecting communities, preventing future attacks, and ensuring that criminals cannot continue using forests and remote locations as safe havens. The rescue of Lieutenant Colonel Ofo Amobi and Ikechukwu Onwara is a major breakthrough. But the question now is whether this success can be followed by a wider strategy that stops kidnappers before they strike again. For more insightful reports, stay with us on First Next News. Thanks for watching. I'm Chidera Iso. We'll see you in the next reports.